Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessing be upon you all. Welcome back to Mahboob's Q&A. This is your chance to send me your questions around fatherhood via DM or email. And I'll do my very best to get back to you as soon as possible. But please be patient because I have a number of emails to get through. So with that being said, let's move on to our email. So I have an email that's got sent to me by brother Wasim, and he writes, struggling to maintain intimacy with my wife after becoming a father. He writes, Assalamu alaikum brother Mahboob. I hope this message finds you in the best of health and iman. I've been meaning to reach out for some time now as I've been dealing with a challenge that I believe you may have some insight on. Since becoming a father, I've noticed that the intimacy and closeness between my wife and me have really diminished, and it's beginning to affect our relationship. We are both so focused on our child, daily routines and everything else that comes with being new parents that it feels like we've forgotten about nurturing our bond as husband and wife. We still love each other, but the days seem to pass in a blur and there's hardly any time for us to connect. My wife and I are both exhausted and and I know she feels the same way, but I miss the moments we used to share before the baby came. It's difficult to balance being good parents and being a good spouse at the same time. I'm struggling to find ways to bring that closeness and intimacy back into our relationship without feeling like we're just going through the motions of daily life. Islam teaches us the importance of maintaining a strong relationship with our spouse, and I don't want to lose that connection. How do you maintain intimacy with your wife when you're both consumed with parenting? How do you carve out time for each other, especially when it feels like there's always something else that needs your attention? Any advice or thoughts you have on keeping the connection strong between you and your spouse during this time will be greatly appreciated. Jazakallah khair for taking time to read this. Warm regards, Wasim. Wasim, what a great question, bro. And I'll tell you why it's a great question, because it's such a common thing that so many of us out there have gone through and grown through. And I'll tell you what, there's a couple of plus points that you have mentioned in your email. Yes, it is about carving out time for each other. Yes, 100%. Secondly, that both of you guys, you and your spouse, are aware of what's happening in terms of the dynamics in your relationship. So you're not going into it blindly. And also that you both want to work on maintaining that connection. But let me bring a few things to your attention. What it is this: because it's your first child, your routine, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, your work, your sleep, your health, and your relationship is going to be all up in the air, because a new child has taken up that attention, and that child has to establish its own routine. And let me tell you something, it's just a phase. Eventually things will settle and you'll know how to navigate these things. Just give it a bit of time. Let things settle, because you'll settle into the new routine. All it is just a routine adjustment. That's all. Then you'll find your bearings. Just be patient. At least you've already identified what you need to do in your relationship. Your spouse, hopefully she's also on the same page. It'll be a bit different for us men. I'll tell you why, because our spouses are the ones who carry the baby. So there's so many psychological and emotional things that are changing throughout the rest of her body. And she may not even be drawn to you at this particular phase, because she herself is going through so many readjustments, realignments in her body internally that we are unaware of. So you need to be patient, bro. You will find your bearings. But at the same time, when you do find your bearings, don't let yourself go. What do I mean by this? Don't let your health go. Don't let your sleep don't deprive your sleep. Take care of your nutrition whilst you're going through this journey. I know it's a bit difficult because things are all over the place, but stay consistent in terms of looking after yourself, in terms of your health, getting some sleep, getting some good nutrition in you, because you are the one who's going to be you're the one who's going to have to be the patient one, because your wife is going through a dramatic change on all levels, and you have to be patient. And so are you. Maybe not to the level as the same as her, but both of you are getting affected in so many different ways, and you have to readjust into this routine. That's all it is. It's just a case of you've lost your bearings, and now it's about trying to stabilize and establish a new routine, a new foundation, and just keep on communicating with each other. Express how both of you guys are feeling. Work towards a goal. Work towards allocated time. You know, some things may be mechanical at first because of the routine, but it will get there. But it does require work, because by the time you've established your routine, there's a possibility that your health could also be diminishing, and your wife's health could be also diminishing as well. So that takes time to build back up again. You know, it takes a bit of time to strengthen the mindset. It takes a bit of time to reestablish a good sleeping pattern, eating pattern, and a healthy lifestyle. So things will take time, but if you both of you stick at it, it will work out. But these things are absolutely normal. But in saying this is like make or break time in your relationship, bro. Because this is a beginning this can be the beginning of something beautiful, but also it can be the end of something beautiful. You know, I'm just spitting out facts here, bro. You know, yes, you got a child, but with that child comes great responsibility of taking care of yourself, your child, and your wife, and vice versa as well. So it is a challenge, because look, you've got to take care of yourself, you've got to take care of your wife, you've got to take care of your child, you're trying to take care of your health, you're trying to take care of your work and the dynamics of the relationship. So there's loads of different things to juggle. And also external relationship with your in-laws and her in-laws, and you know, and vice versa. So there's so many different challenges that are coming your way. That's why I said this is the phase where if you hold it out, be patient and work on your overall well-being, because you're going to need these to tackle these challenges that are going to come your way. You need calmness. So yeah, bro. And in your email, you've also highlighted, you've pretty much answered your own question. You need to allocate time. You know, settle into the routine. Everything will be okay. Inshallah, you'll get there, bro. Okay, so those are my tips and my insights for today's email. Everyone, if you have any more questions or comments, by all means, please leave them below, and I'll do my best to respond. Until then, take care. Assalamu alaikum.